Today I'm going to teach you how to temper chocolate in the microwave. There are two easy methods for tempering chocolate at home. One is using a double boiler on the stovetop, and the other is in the microwave. Today I have some white chocolate here. There's regular white chocolate you can find in the store, but I find that I can get this green and black chocolate, and it has vanilla bean in it, and it just adds a little something extra, but either one will do. We're going to be dipping this later into our red velvet biscotti, which we have another video that we did, and you can watch that here. You want to cut the chocolate into very tiny pieces. It melts faster that way. So we're just going to shave the chocolate here or cut it into tiny chunks. I can smell the vanilla as I'm cutting into it. It's exposing the vanilla bean. It smells really good. Just turn that. So that's just quickly cutting up your chocolate. I have 3/4 of the chocolate that I need here in this bowl, which we're going to melt first. The remaining 1/4 that I just chopped up, we're going to set aside. Once this is melted into a certain temperature, then I'll add back this to bring the temperature down just a little bit. By the way, this is just a great little thing to keep my board from sticking or from sliding on the counter. A wet paper towel will do the same thing. Now, you need to bring your chocolate to 91 degrees. So you're going to be melting this in small increments, like 10-second increments. I have an 1100 watt microwave that I'm using. So we're going to just do this slowly. We're going to check the temperature. So I have a candy thermometer, and it does have, you don't even need to know the number. It just tells you melted chocolate, and then it tells you the temperature for dipping chocolate. Melted temperature is when you're going to bring it out of the microwave and stop. Add the chocolate, stir that in, and the dipping chocolate is a cooler temperature that you'll start dipping your biscotti in. You can do also with an infrared. This is a surface temperature reader, so you just, the laser dot, you just put it on top. Because you're stirring all the time, you're going to get an even temperature. When that gets to 91 degrees, then you're going to add the remaining chocolate, stir that in. You shouldn't have any contact with water or moisture because you're working in the microwave, but you want to be very careful when working with chocolate because any water or moisture that gets in there, even a liqueur or something like that, don't add that because your chocolate will seize and there's nothing that you can do. It's wasted at that point. So I'm going to pop this into the microwave and start melting it slowly and stirring. This was just under 2 minutes, about a minute and 45 seconds to get to this point. And now you just want to stir this together until it melts. Now you're just cooling it down a little bit by adding the 1/4 freshly chopped, brings the temperature down just a little bit and ready for dipping. Always a couple little pieces just hang in there. This is the red velvet biscotti that we made in a different video. So I'm going to take a few, just a half a dozen, and lay them on this one because I want to show you how to drizzle chocolate, and then we'll get into dipping. Here I have just a tall, slender drinking glass stuffed with a sandwich-size Ziploc baggie. So I'm going to take a little bit. Pour a ladleful in here. Scrape that out because I don't want to lose the chocolate. Take this out of the glass. Zip it up. Try and get some of that air out. And then cut a very, 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 very tiny, so tiny that I need my glasses. Tip off the end. Just a pinhole. Remember, if it's not big enough, you can always make it bigger. And holding this about 6 inches above, just drizzle the white chocolate over. Done. Depending on how big the hole is and how much pressure you put on it will depend on how much comes out at once. From our prior video where we had done the stovetop method, we drizzled some dark chocolate on these gluten-free almond butter biscotti, and now we're just going to add some of the vanilla or the white chocolate. Now there's two ways that you can dip the biscotti. One is to take it and dip it this way, halfway. So basically you're coating the biscotti from end to end, so every bite has a little bit of the chocolate on it. It's a very pretty presentation. And you can also, when you're dipping, have a little spatula or even a butter knife, table knife. Just get rid of some of that excess chocolate. If your biscotti is kind of crumbly, you might want to just do a little shake, because the crumbs do get into the chocolate. And then the other way is that you can dip them lengthwise. And this one is tricky because the bowl is not deep, so you can either turn it on its side and give you a little more depth, or you can take just a little juice glass like this, pour the chocolate in, and it gives you much more depth for dipping. When you buy chocolate in the store, it's already tempered. It has a nice shine to it. It's very crisp. But when you melt chocolate, you take away that structure of the chocolate, and that's why it needs to be tempered. And by tempering, it means that you're melting it to a certain point. You're bringing it through a variety of stages of heat, and that creates a chemical reaction within the chocolate that keeps it, that allows it to dry and be crisp and to have a shine. If you don't temper the chocolate and just dip, it ends up being sticky, it doesn't set, and it just doesn't work right. And chocolate will also bloom, a dark chocolate, which means that it has like a little powdery substance on the top. There's nothing wrong with it, it's totally edible. If it were a candy bar, you could put it, you could take it through the tempering process again and it would be fine. Now we're just going to set these in the refrigerator for 15 minutes, and that will set them up, and we'll be back. This brings our video on tempering chocolate to an end. I've got a variety of biscotti here that we have dipped in different ways and we've drizzled. I've combined both the easy stovetop method and the microwave method on one platter here. The gluten-free almond butter biscotti has been dipped in dark chocolate, and that was using the stovetop method. And the red velvet has been dipped in white chocolate using the microwave method. And I wanted to show you that you can drizzle, and we've drizzled the almond biscotti with both the chocolate and the vanilla. So watch our videos. We've got easy stovetop method and we've got the microwave method. If you've missed any of these videos, check out my playlist here, and check out the book Honey Pie's Recipes, Ultimate Biscotti, 75 sweet, savory, and gluten-free recipes. And you can buy that book here. We have another video that teaches you how to temper chocolate on the stovetop. So you can check that out here.
Nice.
Meh.